champions, Digimon, Digimon Masters, Digimon. Garurumon!
The episode begins with an epilogue from Tai, describing the current situation within the last 2 episodes over a cliff.
We've almost searched the whole island, and we still haven't found any people. Just some monsters with attitude. But they couldn't beat our Digimon friends, who can turn into these awesome fighters. Like when Agumon digivolved into Greymon and kicked Shellmon to the curb. He was so cool.
After that, Tai asks a question to Agumon.
Yo, Agumon.
What's up, Tai?
I like it when you're Greymon. No offense, but why don't you just stay that way?
I can't. But even superheroes need a rest.
After when Agumon saves Tai from accidentally falling off a cliff, a big
Triceratops!
monster named Monochromon comes out and slowly approaches them. While he does that, another Monochromon appears behind them.
We're caught between a rock and 2 sets of teeth.
Not for long, now you're behind the rock with 2 sets of teeth attacking each other. As the 2 Monochromon fight over their territory, the kids and their Digimon make a break for it. As they do, TK accidentally trips. Matt tries to pick him up, but Tai just plainly tells him to hurry up, and TK gets back up quickly and continues to run, with Matt looking distraught. As they continue to run, the Monochromon continue to fight each other until they both fall off the cliff and splash into the water. As the sun begins to set, while walking through the forest with a few irrelevant road signs in the way, Tentomon flies into the air to find a nice spot to set up camp, and he finds a nice spot near a lake with fish to catch for dinner, so they check it out. While checking it out, they spot a functioning trolley on a small patch of land, so they run across a rocky bridge to check it out, and they discover that it is empty. No one is controlling it, although they would use the trolley for a place to sleep later on. Plus, Tai brings up some foreshadowing.
It's suddenly moving all by itself.
Possibly, but then again, maybe that's how we're going to get home.
Anyways, with the kids not having anything to eat in the last 2 episodes, the kids and their Digimon work together to catch, search, and gather food.
Garurumon, stop playing in the water! I can't catch any fish if you keep on warning them.
Don't worry, Izzy. He can call on them, remember?
Hello, fishies!
Meanwhile, Palmon warns Mimi what not to eat.
Those are bad mushrooms. You shouldn't pick them. They'll make you sick. I'd be a big mess without you, Palmon. You're the best.
So after they start a fire and collected and gathered all the food, they finally eat. TK, on the other hand...
Matt, Mom only lets me eat fish sticks.
I won't tell.
I'll never eat with my fingers.
TK, it's all right. Yeah, you're hanging with the big boys now.
Okay.
Matt can't believe it. Tai leaves the group to go talk to Sora about Matt and how he treats TK like a bother instead of a brother. Sora notices it too, and says that Matt is still trying to be a brother, keyword being trying. Joe comes in looking at the night sky. Sora asks, "What are you looking at?" Joe says that he's trying to find something familiar in the night sky like the North Star or a constellation like the Big Dipper or something. Joe and Sora can't find anything familiar. Tai says that if they can't see the North Star, they must be on the other side of the world. Sora asks, "Do you think we could be in the Southern Hemisphere?" And Joe says something that could be explored in the future episode.
Sphere?
Yes, I guess it's possible. That is, if we're still on Earth.
What is that supposed to mean?
With the kids and Digimon on the verge of going to sleep, Izzy suggests that they take turns on the night watch. Tai, Matt, Izzy, and Joe volunteer. TK wants to volunteer, but Matt refuses. Mimi says that she needs a blanket to help her sleep.
Hey, Gabumon.
Tai teases Gabumon about Mimi wanting to take his fur away, which Matt defends Gabumon and tells him to knock it off. Man, with them getting the throw down, who will stop them?
Stop fighting!
Wow, that was fast. Well, with that situation, as well as a night guard watch duty taken care of, they head back to the trolley.
I propose that the rest of us trek back to the bus and get some shut-eye.
Trolley, bus, same thing. They head on back on over there and they go to sleep. Matt is not sleepy though, but he does ask Gabumon for a favor.
Go over and lay down with my brother. Why, Matt? Because your fur's making me sweat. Now go. Because you want me to keep TK warm. Hey, I didn't say that. You just don't want to admit it. Whatever.
Thanks, Matt.
Aww. With Tai taking the first watch and almost damn near falling asleep, He goes to splash water on his face, but not without walking across this big red leaf, which somehow moves. Uh-oh. While Tai splashed water on his face, he discovers Matt a few feet away from him, looking off into the distance. They make conversation, and we are revealed more about the relationship between both Matt and TK.
Look, I'm sorry about earlier. I didn't mean to get so mad it's just being here and having to watch TK.
Do you guys even live in the same house?
Not anymore. We're half-brothers and we don't get to see each other much.
Well, that explains a lot.
Matt, feeling ashamed, runs back across the river away from the camp, and then this happens.
Matt's a little strange.
What? What a wonderful sound!
While Matt is playing with his harmonica, Tai simply pokes the fire with a stick, and a fire spark lands on top of the gigantic red leaf, and the ground starts to shake and wake everybody up. A big sea dragon named Digimon pulls the land out in the middle of the lake with the others on top of it, as both Matt and Gabumon look on. How does the Digimon pull them, you may ask? Well, the gigantic red leaf was its tail. Matt and Gabumon dive right into action while the others attack the Digimon to protect the kids.
Guys, let's send them back to the...
Fishies!
Spiral Twister! Poison Ivy!
Super Shocker! Pepper Breath!
Tai tells Agumon to Digivolve, but Agumon tries and can't seem to do it. Matt makes it to the island, and TK accidentally falls into the water, but Gabumon saves him, and this time Matt creates a distraction while Gabumon uses his blue blaster attack on the Digimon, but instead he gets tossed back into the island and Digimon captures Matt. Matt, much like Tai in the last episode, is in trouble, but then his gizmo goes off, and then this happens.
Gabumon! Digivolve to... Garurumon!
Gabumon digivolves into Garurumon. He saves Matt and faces the Digimon head-on while Matt swims back to land. The fight is going Garurumon's way until Digimon hits him with a signature Ice Blast attack, but Garurumon was unfazed by it and with his signature Howling Blaster defeats the Digimon and reverts right back into Gabumon. As dawn approaches, TK, Gabumon, and Matt praise one another after defeating the Digimon. Joan brings up on how they are supposed to get back. Gabumon has an idea. With them being back on the mainland, Izzy notices something.
Actually, there seems to be a pattern here. This time, only Gabumon could digivolve.
Yeah, Izzy's right. Agumon was the only one who could do it before.
Ah! Hang on! Can't breathe! Greymon!
You didn't say that the last time.
Digivolve!
Get me out of here!
You didn't say that last time either.
What's going on?
You're right, it's all beginning to make sense. Agumon digivolved when I was in danger.
That has to be the answer. Our Digimon digivolves when we're in trouble.
Wow, that must be it.
After a long night, the kids and their Digimon fall back to sleep. Tai almost sleeps until...
Huh?
And the episode ends as Tai looks from behind the tree, seeing Patamon, TK, and Gabumon sleeping right next to Matt, with a compliment from TK that will probably make his heart cry.
Bro, you're the best.
Even though this was a Matt-centered episode, I want to quickly talk about three characters, Matt, TK, and Tai. Matt and TK are brothers, but are separated because of their parents' divorce, causing them to live in separate households. Unlike Matt, TK avoids talking about the divorce altogether to anybody. From now until the end of the series, he idolizes Matt and wants to try to impress him. Matt, being the older brother, takes caution in the digital world with his brother, especially when it comes to TK's safety. Can you imagine if Matt having to tell his parents what happened to TK if something bad would happen to him, and vice versa? Yeah, that's a scary thought. Which brings us to Tai. Even though TK idolizes and tries to impress Matt, he also tries to follow the other's lead without complaint, especially Tai. And we will see seeds like this being planted which will cause dissension between both Matt and Tai later on down the road.